Do not move to Utah. If you're from California, you will regret it. Californians hate living in Utah for a lot of reasons, which I'm about to share, and I'm not gonna hold anything back. I should point out that much of what I'm talking about is useful to anyone moving to Utah, not just our brothers and sisters from the Golden State. This is the most comprehensive list that you will find. I'm sharing 13 reasons you do not want to live in Utah. Now, for some people, many of these negatives are actually positives. And if that's the case, you're more likely to enjoy living here. In my career as a real estate agent here in Utah, those that I've helped make the move from California have been great, though I did prepare them for some of the oddities of living here. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. I'm also a male model. I mean, obviously, right? Sorry, you probably want to know, do Utahns hate Californians? The honest answer is yes. It's true, Utahns do not like Californians. I'm not saying that all Utahns hate all Californians. Personally, I like most of you, including my brother Jim, who I go surfing with once in a while in Huntington Beach. But there are some very vocal Utahns who don't want you to even look at the state, much less move here. This leads us to the main reason why many Californians do not like living in Utah. Number one, you might not feel welcome. Once again, this is not true in every instance. Really, most Utahns will treat you with respect, but some people from the Beehive State might treat you the same as those who had leprosy in biblical times. Now, I'll talk more about politics at the end of this video, but if your view swings far to the left, most Utahns won't want to hear your opinion. I'm just saying. I know it's a sensitive subject, so I'm just gonna move on. Number two, pollution. If you're moving to Utah for better air quality, you might be disappointed. In Utah, we have this little thing called inversion, where poisonous air gets trapped between the mountains, filling the valley with smog. It's particularly dangerous in the winter, especially with those with respiratory problems. Number three, traffic. Utah's traffic is only slightly better than the city life in California. Our roads are always under construction due to our harsh winters and the explosive population growth that we're currently experiencing. The drive into and out of Salt Lake City can be slow and frustrating. But to make things worse, Utah is notorious for bad drivers. Plan on being patient and annoyed with the shenanigans on the Utah roadways. And don't be surprised if you get the one finger salute if you accidentally cut someone off. Exaggeration? I think not. Number four, drinking and smoking is frowned upon. The vast majority of Utahns do not drink and smoke. Many who live here just don't like it. Will you be judged?
Oh yes, sir. Absolutely, sir.
Utah has some of the strongest liquor laws, and it's not uncommon to see strict no smoking signs posted on businesses, schools, and etc. These signs not only state that you're not allowed to smoke inside the building, but that you must also stay a certain distance away. If you like to drink and smoke, you can take comfort in the fact that there are at least 4 other people in the state that enjoy these same activities. And that leads us to number 5, lack of nightclubs and bars. It's true, the nightlife leaves much to be desired for those who like to party. In the 1997 NBA Finals, Dennis Rodman couldn't take it and flew to Vegas for the night, barely making it back in time for Game 5, where him and Jordan scored a combined 40 points. Though Michael Jordan had 38. But that was a while ago. Certainly things have changed, right? Well, according to Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal, who spent a few days here during the NBA All-Star Game, things have not changed. Apparently, Shaq spent his free time eating a bunch of food in his hotel room. And Barkley said, ain't nothing to do in this boring A city. You can't smoke, you can't drink, these people are going to heaven. Number 6, lack of professional sports. This is definitely something that I wish would change. If you want to go to a pro football, hockey, or baseball game, you need to buy a plane ticket or prepare for a long drive. Maybe I should be grateful that we have pro basketball and soccer. Okay, I'm about halfway through the list. Hopefully, you're finding it helpful. I just want to take a quick moment to invite you to reach out to me with your questions. If you're looking to buy, sell, build a home, or invest in Utah real estate, I'd be honored to serve you in any way that I can. Please feel free to call or text me. I look forward to hearing from you. Okay, moving on. Number 7, the weather sucks. Utah is freaking cold. Some winters last forever, like this one, and then we bounce straight into smoking hot summers, reaching temperatures in the 100s. In the spring and fall, you never know what you're gonna get. No joke, I often keep shorts, t-shirt, and flip-flops in my vehicle in case it suddenly warms up, or a jacket and a beanie for those times when it unexpectedly gets too cold. The weather here can change on a dime, making it hard to enjoy the outdoors sometimes. Many Californians are spoiled by that mild winter back home and struggle with the inconsistent weather here in Utah. While we're on the subject, Utah is famous for its many outdoor activities. But number 8, outdoor activities can be limiting. It's true, a lot of people move to Utah for the famous powder. But due to the lack of snow in California's most populated areas, only a small percentage of Californians enjoy the winter activities like skiing, snowboarding, snowmobiling, and etc. When winter comes, you might go stir crazy feeling trapped inside your home or apartment. Utah boasts some of the best outdoor activities in the country, like hiking, biking, hunting, fishing, water skiing, and etc. But once again, if these type of activities aren't your cup of tea, you might get bored. I love the many different landscapes in Utah, and my family and I enjoy traveling the state to see them all. But like many Californians, I'd much rather be at the beach. Number 9, there are just too many dang kids. Utah is famous for its large families, so pretty much wherever you go, there's gonna be kids running around, usually laughing and screaming. A nice walk in the park could be disappointing, especially if you're hoping for some peace and serenity. Kids often cause a spike in volume at gatherings, restaurants, movie theaters, and etc. Even for someone like me who loves children, it can be frustrating sometimes. Number 10, guns. Lots of guns. Utahns love guns. I recently heard that over half of Utahns have a concealed weapons permit. I'm not sure if that's true, but I do believe it. If you're not comfortable interacting with armed citizens on a daily basis, then you may want to give Utah some serious thought before committing to move here. I'd recommend researching crime rates and gun-related deaths in Utah. That should give you some comfort. Number 11, politics. Utah is very conservative. If you don't share the same political views, you may feel marginalized or uncomfortable living here. This is probably one of the main reasons Utahns don't like Californians, as political views can vary significantly. You may even see signs, stickers, or t-shirts that say, "Don't California my Utah." And I often hear people say that there's no separation between church and state in Utah. Because the predominant religion in the state is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, aka Mormons, many of the laws are super conservative. This leads me to number 12, everyone in Utah is Mormon. This statement is 100% false. Well, more accurately, it's about 50% false, as approximately half the state belongs to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Obviously, certain areas have a much higher or lower percentage of members, and you probably will feel like everyone is Mormon if you move to certain cities. That being said, most people that I know that find themselves surrounded by members of the LDS faith find their neighbors to be pleasant. But some who do not share the same religion or culture often feel out of place or uncomfortable living here. If this is something that you're seriously concerned about, once again, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Number 13, lack of diversity. It's no secret that Utah is predominantly white, but over the last 10 years or so, I've seen a pleasant uptick in people from different cultures moving to the area. Obviously, racism exists. Unfortunately, it's everywhere. Utah's no exception. That being said, I'm proud to live in a place where, for the most part, racism is not tolerated, and that most people are friendly and respectful to one another. You know what? Let's throw in a bonus item. I want to talk about declining affordability. Just a few years ago, a Californian could sell their tiny old house for $1 million and move to Utah and buy a mansion. This is definitely one reason why home prices in Utah have gone up, and it's one of the main reasons why a lot of Utahns don't like Californians, because they feel like the Californians have pushed home prices to a point of unaffordability. But obviously we can't blame it all on California, as they only make up a small percentage of the total number of people moving to the state each year. Fortunately, home prices have fallen by more than $100,000 since the peak last May. With mortgage rates dropping, Utah is starting to become affordable again, but not for everyone. Over the last decade or so, Utah has gone from a very affordable place to live to a barely affordable place today. Just a few years ago, you could move to Utah from Cali with 5% down and buy a house with a monthly mortgage payment far cheaper than your monthly rent. For the most part, those days are over. I hate to be so brutal, especially because I love Utah, but clearly it's not perfect. Many of the items on this list frustrate me, but there's so many incredible things about living in Utah that I wouldn't choose to live anywhere else. If you'd like to learn more about what makes Utah great, check out my video, What It's Like Living in Utah. If you're looking to buy, sell, build a home, or invest in Utah real estate, I get contacted all the time. Please feel free to call or text me with your questions. I'd love to meet you, and I'm honored to serve you. For everyone else, please feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. I always do my best to respond to each one of you. If you have a friend or a family member looking to make the move to Utah, you can easily text this video to them. And please, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below and ring the bell to be notified each time I post new videos. Also, you can find me on Instagram at Ty the Real Estate Guy. If you found this information helpful, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to ring that little bell below. It'll make you feel good.